Hello, my beautiful people. It's a beautiful day, or beautiful, not so beautiful day. Um, it's kind of cool outside. I live in Florida, so usually it doesn't get too cold. But for some reason, it's a very chilly day today. Um, I haven't made one of these outdoor videos in a while, 'cause I've been moving and work has been pretty busy. Usually, it's busy at this time of the year, obviously. And so yeah, I'm happy to be back, um, making these videos again. I'm happy to be back speaking with y'all and chopping it up. Hopefully, y'all have been doing well. Hopefully, y'all have been taking care of yourselves. Hopefully, y'all have been loving on yourselves and truly just taking the time to enjoy and experience life, right? You know, taking the time to live because that's what life is truly about, right? Just enjoying the journey, enjoying the simple things, finding meaning, and making the most of our lives, right? While we're here for the short time. So yeah, I wanted to talk to you guys about something very important today. Um, and what I wanted to talk about was how we've been conditioned to value the opinions of others and the thoughts of others over our own, right? So what gave me the idea to make this video was that I was having a conversation with a person the other day, right? And don't ask because I don't remember how the conversation even came about, but I remember talking to someone the other day, and he was saying that people oftentimes say success is subjective, right? And he doesn't believe that success is subjective. He was saying that if a person is making $40,000 a year, then there's no way that they can possibly say I'm successful because 40K a year in this economy is basically poverty, right? That was his opinion. So I could get why he would say that, right? Things are getting expensive, things are getting pricey, you know. It's really tough in this economy for a lot of people, especially on 40K a year, right? But then I said to him, if I was making 40,000 a year and I was comfortable, um, I was content, I was happy, um, I didn't have a lot of debt, um, and, I was living a simple but happy life despite making $40,000 a year. Who's to decide that I'm not successful? Whose opinion decides that I can't consider myself successful despite me making 40,000 a year? Even though I'm happy, even though I'm content, even though I love the life that I'm living, who decides that I can't consider myself successful, right? And he was saying that if you were to say you're making $40,000 a year to someone or to most people, and you say you're successful, they will probably laugh at you. And I said to him, so you're allowing yourself to live your life. You're allowing the opinions of other people to dictate how you feel about yourself and how you feel about your life, right? You're making $40,000 a year and you're happy, right? Right? But then you're going to look for someone else to confirm whether or not you should believe you're successful, even though you're content with where you are right now in your life. And this is not to say you're not striving to be better, striving to make more. But if you're making that amount of money and you're happy, you are successful, right? That's the definition of success. My definition of success isn't based on anyone else's. It's based on my own. It's based on how I feel about my life. It's based on how I feel about me when I wake up every single day, right? And so I posed a different question to him. So I said to him, and this was a hypothetical question, right? So I said to him, let's say you're in a relationship with a woman. You consider her to be a 10, right? On the mythical scale. And you're happy with her. You love her, right? Things are beautiful. You are in a beautiful relationship. But then people in the world would consider her a 5. Is she a 10 or is she a 5? That's what I asked him. And I kid you not, he said to me, if I consider her a 10, but most people in the world would consider her a 5, right? Then that means that she's probably a 5, right? And he was saying that I was delusional with my level of thinking because I was trying to make everything about my opinion, right? I was trying to make um, the fact that I made 40,000 a year a success. I was trying to make it seem as if my opinion mattered, right? Or the fact that I thought my girl who was a 5 to everyone else, I thought she was a 10. I was delusional for thinking that way, right? And that level of thinking to me was so flawed. That level of thinking to me is flawed, and it's what most of us go through this world adopting. Thinking that we need people to confirm how we're supposed to feel about our life. Valuing the opinions of others over our own instead of choosing to decide how we feel about ourselves and how we feel about our life, right? That's ridiculous. I've always said this, your life is about you, plain and simple. It's not anyone else's life but your own. And if you're happy with the life that you're living, you're successful, right? If you're happy with the relationship that you're in, with the person that you're in, even if the world doesn't consider them a 10, 10 out of 10, right? They're still a 10 because it's your relationship. You get what I'm saying? We have to get to a point in which we really start valuing the light in here is terrible. I'm sorry. Um, we have to get to a point in which we really start valuing our own opinions. So many of us, we're not even living someone, not we're not even living our lives, right? We're living someone else's life. Until your opinion, until your thoughts, until how you feel about yourself, until those things become your own, you're not living your life. You're living someone else's. You're living society's life. You're living your parents' life. You're living your friend's life, right? Whenever your opinion and your thoughts are not based on you and how you feel, you're living someone else's life. And most people in this world are stuck living someone else's life because they haven't decided to choose their own thoughts, to choose their own opinion, and stand on them. Stand on them despite the opinions of other people. Stand on them despite the backlash. Stand on them despite the criticism. Until your thoughts and your opinions become your own, you're not living your life, right? You're really not. You're living someone else's life. The people pleasing has to go. You know, if you truly want to be happy in this life, if you want to be content in this life, your people pleasing has to go. It must go. You can't be happy. You can't truly live a happy life by trying to appease everyone, right? You truly can't. Happiness is as a result of living your truth, being authentic, right? Authentically you, right? Walking in your lane, walking in your own path. That is how happiness is truly discovered in this life. And as long as you're stuck trying to adopt the opinions and the thoughts of other people, you'll never truly be happy. You never will, right? And I was at that point in my life. I was at a point in which I valued people's opinions way more than my own, and it was the most miserable point of my life, right? It truly was. I would value a certain thing. I would like a certain person, and because they weren't acceptable in the eyes of the public, because they weren't acceptable in the eyes of other people, I deterred myself from going towards it or going towards that person. I made a video a few weeks ago, probably a month ago or 2 months ago, and I said that knowing yourself is pointless if you don't allow yourself to be, right? There's no point in knowing who you are. There's no point in knowing the life you want to live. There's no point in knowing the relationship that you want to have. But because you're so afraid of the opinions of other people, because you're so afraid of being criticized, because you're so afraid of being seen as less, so on and so forth, right? You deter yourself from living your truth. So, what is the point of knowing yourself if you won't allow yourself to be? Knowing yourself is very important, but being yourself is the highest form of of authenticity. Well, it is authenticity. Yeah, knowing yourself is a beautiful thing, and I think we should at least try to know more of who we are every single day of our lives. But it's also imperative for us to go beyond just knowing and go into being, right? Sometimes you don't even have to really think about yourself to be yourself, right? It's sort of like a state that goes beyond thought, if that makes sense, right? You ever doing something, you're so in the moment that it's not even that you're not thinking, it's more so that you're not even conscious of the fact that you're thinking, right? You're so wrapped up in the present moment. You're so um caught up in the present moment that you're not thinking or conscious of your thinking. Because most of our thinking is in reference to the past, um, past worries, past experiences. Most of our thinking is in reference to fear, or most of our thinking is in reference to the future or worry of the future. But when you're present and in the moment, you go beyond thinking and you go into a state in which the opinions of other people don't even matter. Right? That's what life is truly about. Getting to that place. Oh yeah, I think I'm kind of getting off topic. Like I was saying, you have to value your own opinions, your own thoughts, because deep down you know your truth, right? All of us has a different truth, and when I say different truth, what I mean is that who we are on an individual basis is unique, right? We don't think the same ways. We don't value the same things. We don't want to live the same life. We don't want to be in a relationship with the same type of person. So your truth is within you, right? Your truth is dependent and based on you. And it's about allowing yourself to live your truth. by valuing your own opinion and your own thoughts. That is what life is truly about. You never truly find happiness by valuing the opinions of others over your own. You never truly will. If I was to wake up tomorrow and I said to myself, I'm happy, I'm successful, I'm attractive, I'm loved. If I was to wake up tomorrow and say all those things and truly feel those things about myself, right? Who the hell can come into my life and come to me and tell me that I'm not all those things that I just mentioned, right? If right now I decide that I'm successful, who are you to come to me and tell me that I'm not successful? Just because I'm not making 100K, just because I'm not making 150 a year, 50,000 a year, who are you to decide that? Who created this paradigm of what success looks like? Who created that, right? If I said I'm attractive, which I do think I'm attractive, right? Who's someone else to come to me and say that I'm not attractive because my skin color doesn't look a certain way, because I'm not a certain height, because I'm not a certain body type? Who's anyone to decide that? You get what I'm saying? When it comes down to life, it's either you're going to value your own opinions and live by your own opinions and your own thoughts and your truth, or you're going to live by society's opinions, society's thoughts, and society's concept of what the truth is, right? There's no other option, right? Either your opinions, your thoughts, your truth, or you're going to bend to societies. There's no in between. There's no third option. There truly isn't, right? But until you get to a point in which you value your opinions, you value your thoughts, you value your truth, you're never truly going to be happy in this world. Trust me. The people who are truly living a happy life, or people who are living close to their truth, close to their heart, right? And your heart knows how you want to live. Your heart knows what relationship you want, how much money you want to make, the type of job, career you want to do. Your heart knows the real you. And it's about allowing yourself to live in accordance with your heart. That's what life is truly about, right? You have to break that conditioning consciously. You have to do it. And it's going to be a very uncomfortable thing at first because, like I said, a lot of us are so much of a people pleaser. And because we're so socialized to have a certain herd mentality. And a part of it is also biological as well. Um, you know, that herd mentality. A lot of it is biological and survival based. But I think there are certain things that we sort of have to live in accordance with, in the sense that there are rules, there are structures, so on and so forth. But when it comes on to how you want to design your life, how you want to live your life, that has to be completely based on you. It has to be. Because if it isn't, you're never truly going to find happiness, peace, and joy in this life. There's always going to be a part of you that sort of feels out of alignment. There's going to be a part of you that sort of feels inadequate, unfulfilled, empty, powerless, right? And until you step into authenticity, until you step into your truth, until you start evaluating your own thoughts and your own opinions, then that feeling or those negative feelings truly won't go away. So yeah, thank you guys if you made it this far. Um, This lighting is absolutely terrible. But things can't always be perfect. That's something that I've been battling with recently. Um, like I said, one of the things I've always struggled with for most of my life was my perfectionism. And life has truly shown me in multiple ways than one, and I need to get over that. Um, yeah, beautiful day, beautiful sky. So yeah, um, I'll see you guys in my next video. Take care of yourselves. Give yourselves a bit of love every day, and start valuing your own opinion and your own thoughts and your own truth, because that is what life is ultimately about. Peace and blessings, yeah.